Are you tired of confusing mail that just distracts from all your bills? Have you even cracked your voter's guide yet? Elections can be confusing, and this year's is probably the worst yet.
Stick around. I'm using my background as a teacher and political staffer to break down the basics and give you hope for making it out of this election season alive. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Prop 17 would allow people on parole to vote. It would also allow parolees to run for office if they are registered to vote and weren't convicted of perjury or bribery. This is different from current law, which allows criminal offenders to vote, but only after they've completed the terms of their parole. While both are ordered by the court, there's a big difference between parole and probation. Probation is part of your initial sentence, maybe instead of jail time, or in addition, parole happens after prison or as a method for early release. This typically lasts no longer than 5 years after release. Both people on probation and people on parole can be searched at any time by law enforcement without suspicion of committing new crimes. Election laws for parolees vary across the country. In California, former prisoners can vote as soon as parole is complete. Compare that to Florida, where after voters passed an amendment in November of 2018 restoring the right to former prisoners, the state legislature limited that vote 5 months later by requiring that parolees, former prisoners, pay all fees, fines, and costs associated with their case before registering to vote. The problem with this is that there was no system for identifying what those fees were. Supporters of this proposition say that civic engagement will lead to fewer parolees committing other crimes. It allows them to help remove the stigma of their past by participating effectively in their communities. Opponents of this proposition say parole is an opportunity for violent offenders to prove they have been rehabilitated. Voting is a right that offenders should receive once they demonstrate that they have been rehabilitated, not before. So why are you voting on this? It was placed on the ballot by the legislature this year. This specific one was placed on the ballot by Sacramento Assemblymember Kevin McCarty. So here's the basic question. Do you believe that former prisoners who are still serving out the terms of their sentence on parole outside of a prison should be eligible to cast a vote? Check out the rest of these videos. We got videos for all 12 state propositions. And don't forget to like and subscribe.